Right now, something is happening inside your body, whether you notice it or not. Every year after 60, your bones become a little weaker. The strength that once protected you from falls slowly fades away. At the same time, your heart has to work harder to pump blood through your body, and the muscles that help you walk, climb stairs, carry groceries, and stay independent begin to shrink. Most people think this is simply part of getting older. They accept it as normal and assume there is nothing they can do about it. But what if that isn't true? What if one simple habit could help fight all three of these age-related changes at the same time? It sounds too good to be true, yet researchers from Harvard Medical School and other leading institutions have found evidence that a single type of exercise may strengthen bones, support heart health, and preserve muscle as we age. Even more surprising, it doesn't require hours in the gym or extreme workouts. So why are so many adults over 60 still avoiding it? Why do millions of people continue to lose strength, mobility, and confidence when a solution may be right in front of them? The answer isn't what most people think. And once you understand it, you may look at aging in a completely different way. Stay with me, because what comes next could change how you think about your future health forever. To understand why this matters so much, we first need to look at what actually happens inside the body after age 60. Most people notice the changes gradually. Maybe getting up from a chair takes a little more effort. Maybe carrying groceries feels heavier than it used to. Or perhaps climbing a flight of stairs leaves you more tired than before. One reason is that bone density naturally declines with age. As bones become thinner and weaker, the risk of falls and fractures increases. A fall that might have caused only a bruise years ago can lead to a serious injury later in life. At the same time, the cardiovascular system becomes less efficient. The heart has to work harder to deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. Then there is muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia. After 60, muscle mass can decline faster, reducing strength, balance, and mobility. This is why everyday tasks that once felt effortless can slowly become more challenging. Many people assume these changes are simply unavoidable signs of aging. But while aging is real, decline is not always as inevitable as it seems. In fact, what you're about to learn may completely change the way you think about growing older. Because aging isn't the whole story. One of the biggest myths about aging is the belief that weakness is inevitable. Many people assume that getting older automatically means becoming frail, losing independence, and slowing down year after year. But if that were true, why do we see some 80-year-olds hiking, traveling, gardening, and living active lives, while others the same age struggle to walk across a room or get out of a chair? The difference is not simply luck or genetics. While those factors play a role, research shows that daily habits often have a much greater impact than most people realize. In particular, regular physical activity can dramatically influence how the body ages. People who continue to challenge their muscles and stay active tend to preserve strength, balance, mobility, and confidence far longer than those who become sedentary. In many cases, the gap between a vibrant 80-year-old and a dependent 80-year-old comes down to one thing: movement. So, what is the exercise that changes everything? What is the exercise that experts from Harvard and other leading institutions continue to recommend for healthy aging? It's resistance training, also known as strength training. And while that might sound intimidating, it simply means challenging your muscles against some form of resistance, whether that's your own body weight, resistance bands, or light weights. Many researchers consider resistance training the gold standard for adults over 60 because it addresses several major age-related problems at the same time. Unlike exercises that focus on only one area of health, strength training helps support muscles, bones, balance, and overall physical function. The reason is surprisingly simple. When your muscles and bones are challenged by a load, your body receives a signal that these tissues are still needed. In response, it works to maintain and even strengthen them. Think of it as sending your body a message that says, "Don't get rid of this strength. I still need it." Studies published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that older adults who performed resistance training just twice per week were able to increase bone density, while those who remained inactive continued to lose bone mass over time. That is a remarkable finding because bone loss is often viewed as an unavoidable part of aging. But stronger bones are only the beginning. Most people think of walking, jogging, or cycling when they hear the words heart health. And while those activities certainly have value, researchers have discovered something surprising. Resistance training can be just as powerful for protecting the heart, especially after age 60. In fact, studies have found that as little as 60 minutes of strength training per week may significantly reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. The benefits go far beyond building muscle. Regular resistance training can help lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol levels, reduce chronic inflammation, and support healthier blood vessels. All of these factors play a major role in long-term heart health. When your muscles work against resistance, your body becomes more efficient at using oxygen and nutrients, reducing stress on the cardiovascular system. Another advantage is that strength training is often easier on aging joints than high-impact cardio exercises. For many older adults, that means it is easier to maintain consistently over time, and consistency is what truly drives results. The heart responds positively when the body is challenged regularly and safely. But as impressive as these cardiovascular benefits are, the next benefit may be even more important. At this point, you might be wondering whether strength training can really make a difference in how long you live. According to the research, the answer is yes. One of the most impressive studies followed more than 100,000 adults and found that people who performed regular resistance training had significantly better long-term health outcomes than those who remained inactive. The results were hard to ignore. Participants who engaged in strength training for just 30 to 60 minutes per week had a lower risk of death from all causes and a substantially lower risk of developing heart disease. But the benefits went beyond statistics and life expectancy. Researchers also found that these individuals were more likely to maintain their physical independence as they aged. They could continue doing everyday tasks, stay active in their communities, and rely less on others for help. In other words, resistance training doesn't just help you live longer. It helps you live better. It allows you to preserve the strength, mobility, and confidence that make life enjoyable. That's why experts often say it adds life to your years, not just years to your life. And the best part is that you don't need to be an athlete to experience these benefits. Now, let's talk about how anyone can start. The best part about resistance training is that almost anyone can start, regardless of age or fitness level. You don't need a gym membership, expensive machines, or years of experience. In fact, the safest and most effective approach is to start small and build gradually. During the first 2 weeks, focus on simple bodyweight movements. Begin with chair squats, which help strengthen the legs and improve the ability to sit down and stand up safely. Aim for about 10 repetitions. Next, try wall push-ups, another beginner-friendly exercise that strengthens the chest, shoulders, and arms without putting excessive stress on the joints. Follow that with standing calf raises to improve lower leg strength and balance. Perform these exercises 2 or 3 times per week. During weeks 3 and 4, you can add light resistance using water bottles, soup cans, or small dumbbells. Simple movements such as bicep curls and shoulder raises help challenge the muscles a little more while still remaining safe and manageable. By the second month, as your confidence and strength improve, gradually increase the resistance. This might mean using resistance bands, adjustable dumbbells, or slightly heavier weights. The goal is not to lift heavy. The goal is to keep giving your muscles a reason to stay strong. Small, steady progress is what creates lasting results. And before you start, there are 3 rules you must know. Before you begin any strength training program, there are 3 important rules that can make the difference between success and frustration. First, always prioritize proper form over heavier weights. Many people assume that lifting more weight leads to better results, but that is not true, especially after 60. Good technique helps target the right muscles, reduces the risk of injury, and builds a strong foundation for long-term progress. Second, give your body time to recover. Experts recommend allowing at least 48 hours between resistance training sessions for the same muscle groups. This is because muscles do not grow stronger during exercise. They grow stronger during recovery. Third, Learn to recognize the difference between normal muscle soreness and pain that signals a problem. Mild soreness is often a sign that your muscles are adapting. Sharp, sudden, or persistent pain is a warning sign that should never be ignored. Now, take a moment and picture your future. Imagine yourself at 70, 80, or even 90 years old. You are playing with your grandchildren, walking confidently without fear of falling, traveling to places you have always wanted to see, and living independently in your own home. You are not merely getting through each day, you are enjoying life. That future is not determined by luck alone. It is shaped by the choices you make today. And there's one final step that can change everything. So here is your challenge. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Stand up and perform 5 chair squats. That's it. 5 simple repetitions to prove to yourself that you can take the first step. Next, grab a calendar and schedule your first 2 resistance training sessions for this week. Treat them like important appointments because your future health depends on the habits you build now. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, a parent, spouse, sibling, or friend, share this video with them. One small action today could make a meaningful difference in their future. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you ready to start resistance training? Or have you already begun your strength training journey? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more science-backed healthy aging tips designed to help you stay strong, active, and independent for years to come. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today. Remember, your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Make them count.